morning, good morning. There we go. Oh, another day, another day. What's this? Iran demands U.S. surrender. That's a stream title. That's news to me. Waking up. Like what? Is it those demands that they made? Their demands. Demands mean nothing. This doesn't mean they're gonna get it. They might get it another way. We all got to wait and see. Let me get set up. It is so hot out there already. Oh my God. What's up, Chris? It's ridiculous out there already. You're gonna hear an echo in a second. I just wanna. Last night was a long night. Oh boy. Incredibly, I don't have too much of a headache. Too much of a headache. But let me start the day. Yeah, I wrote those lyrics for the morning. It doesn't matter if it's literally sunny or not. There's a lot of figurative stuff in that song. Every day should be a day of sunshine. It's how you view it, how you think about it, how you feel about it. It should always be positive. The light. Be attracted to the light. Even when it's cloudy, the sun is still there. You know what I'm saying? I'm still jamming. I'm gonna play that every morning because it is the morning song I wrote. Thanks to Navy Mom. God bless her and her family and everybody else out there. But she said, Bill, you know, she mentioned something. I said, I gotta write a song about mornings, which I did. And I hope her son, because I know her son will probably enjoy. Oh my God. And there she is. Oh my gosh. Good morning, Moses. And Tammy and Marianne and Josh. Josh, how you feeling? After last night, you alright? All up in you. You know, some of you know you were here last night. A lot of them weren't here because it was the Cray Cray Skywatch night. But how you feeling, Josh? Feeling okay? You should ask the same question to Will and Tammy. Oh no, was it Tammy? Who was it last night? No, it was Amy. I forget now. Who had 4 last night? Was it Amy? It was Amy. Oh my God. Good morning, Morgan. Of course, Navy Mom. Who else is in here already? All up in ya. We did that song last night too, right, Will? Smooth up in ya. We were thinking about you, all up in ya. Chris, of course. Moses. What's up, Moses? Amy had 5. That's right. I'm wrong. 5. I had like 6. I lost count. I think it was 5 or 6. No, actually 5 because I never got to finish the 6th. Apple juices. What's up, Dehydrated? You only had 2, Tammy? What am I, like, trying to... Oh, my God. What am I, condoning here? Apple juice night? It is coffee morning, I can tell you that right now. But Amy had 5. Apple juice, I think. Anyway, enough of that. You feel great? I feel surprisingly good. I didn't go to bed till what, like 2:30? Close to 3? It's 10:30ish almost now. I've already been doing stuff out there. It is so brutally hot. Already. Alexa, what's the temperature right now? It's Josh.
Currently 82 degrees, feels like 98 with the humidity. Today's high is 91. Tomorrow's even hotter with 98, feels like.
Oh, God. It feels like 98 outside already. Well, I'm not going to say because my friend might be watching. It's due to the humidity, the heat index. It's 82, feels like 98. And it's only 10:30 in the morning. Like I said, I already went out, walked the dog, fed the cats, did what I had to do out there, get the pool ready for later. It is ridiculous. And there's no clouds today. There is not a single cloud. There's zero chance of rain tonight and today. So that means there's no cloud. I gotta put the umbrella because I'll burn out there. I'm already burning. Oh my gosh. And everybody else is talking about the heat. But remember, you people down south, you know, you have nice winters. Some of it gets cold. I know. I watch the weather. I check it. And you get those Arctic blasts that come all the way down south and then it bends away. I know. It gets cold in Louisiana and Texas and other places down there. I get it. But for me, I got to enjoy this warm weather while it lasts and stop bitching and complaining. What? Right, we got a U.S. Air Force MQ-9A Reaper drone crashed near a cemetery in Djibouti shortly after takeoff from Chabalay Airfield. That was that noise, and they're showing images of it. Okay, Ann? Oh shit, remember that bill I was talking about that the Iranian parliament was passing as a law? It's been approved by the majority. The National Security Committee of the Iranian parliament has approved by a majority vote a draft bill regarding the security of the Strait of Hormuz, so they passed it. That's separate from Oman and Iran. Remember that crazy shit that they're saying? The demands? They passed it. I don't know what it's on paper or what it's going to mean, but Houthi forces targeted mercenaries in Al Cayman with 30 ballistic missiles. Holy shit. That's what they're claiming. I don't know if it's true. Okay, that's it right now. I ain't seeing nothing. Anyway, what's going on in here? Yeah, Josh. We had fun last night, just messing around, playing music. I had to get off of YouTube because I have to stop playing my songs. I get tired of it. Yeah, we had a chill night last night, and the next few nights is all about the sky watches because the Perseids. It's all about the weather, really. I have haze from fires in the Pacific Northwest. And if it's dense, you don't want to breathe that. You don't want to. That's a air quality alert at the minimum, I would think. You don't want to breathe that shit in. Two years ago, when Mike and I went to see Iron Maiden in Jersey, it was at the Prudential Center. And there were a lot of fires in Newark, in that area in Jersey. The sky was orange. It was like you see on some of these videos. It was dense. The smoke. I was driving, and I had to close all the vents in the car, windows, even though it was hot, and we wanted to put the air on. We couldn't. It was disgusting. It was so bad, but thankfully, Prudential's indoors. And when we got to that part of Newark, there was no smoke. But getting there was, I mean, it was like out of a movie. You couldn't see, the smoke was dense. The sky was orange. It was sick. I've never experienced that before. I hope you all don't experience that either. It was bad. So, even here, we have our fires. Not like that in Canada and out west. Or California, Oregon, Washington State, Utah, whatever. And of course in Canada. But that is not something you want to be outside in no way. You still thinking about Anika? She's amazing. You love the heat? Dude, you're not far from me. It's hot out there, bro. It is hot. What are they using for toilet paper now? What the hell is going on in here? Look at these two. What are you guys talking about? Marianne and Navy Mom. Navy Mom, did your son ever hear that Good Morning Sunshine song? I was saying, I don't know if you were here, that you were the one that inspired me to write the lyrics to that. True story. Good morning, Amy. Haha, here's Amy. How do you feel this morning after 5? Your ears weren't ringing at all? We were talking about you. Well, I was talking about you. I'll keep them out of it. They're innocent. But I said you had 4, and somebody said, nope, she had 5. I forgot you had 5. Oh, cardboard. Is that what they were talking about? Protocol? I missed it. And good morning, protocol. You feel great? That almost sounds like Tony the Tiger. I feel great! Oh, the agreement that they made? Oh, yeah. It's trash. That's just more rhetoric. again, it has been really quiet. I don't know what the hell is going on. And a lot of those things you see on flight radar, they're just giving air cover to the transit to give them cover going through the strait. A lot of that. So we can only imagine how many AISs are turned off, call them transponders, trackers, whatever you want to call them. You can only imagine how many are trying to really get through. Could you imagine, this is a crazy thing I'm thinking about in my head. Could you imagine a bunch of us chartering a boat and just trying to observe what the hell's going on for real over there? I don't know if that would work out well. Oh my gosh. What's going on now, Martin? And good morning. I-17 always gets fires. I-17, I mean. Yeah, claiming some sort of emergency of Saudi Arabia. It could be anything. It doesn't have to be hostile result. It's not coming. It may not be. Just maybe mechanical failure. It doesn't necessarily mean it's of hostile nature. We're gonna have to wait for more information on that. I have not seen anything about that right now. Iran's foreign minister give us. I know. I heard that when I woke up. It's like they're giving us a final ultimatum on the strait. And you notice the president is quiet. I saw that too. Netanyahu rejected the 15-point Gaza plan. It seems like everybody is saying, "Screw this. We're doing what we got to do." It's like they're all scrambling and doing whatever they want to do now. It's like things are spinning out of control. Man, excuse me. Do not be surprised if at some point Israel acts alone, especially if they think the United States is backing down. Do not discount that. I mean, whatever that means, whether we're going to have their back or not, do not be surprised Israel says, that's it. We waited. Now he officially bailed out. We got to step it up for ourselves. I would not be surprised. Now, the downside of that is, what allies do they have? Because the president could say, I'm not getting involved. I'm working on a deal with Iran. You're on your own. Could be. I don't know. We'll see. About an hour ago, unconfirmed Saudi drone dropped 2 bombs on Gur al-Mashrat area in Anwar district, Yemen. That's going back and forth, though. This Houthi, Saudi, Iraqi connection, what's going on? That's all you're seeing? There's not much going on because Telegram is quiet right now. Somebody did try. A travel blogger tried, and he got sent back. It's hostile. All right, let me see what Vahid is saying. Iranian government officials. This is Vahid. Vahid is accurate. I've never seen anything that Vahid posts that is not credible. I have to say, he's the one track record guy I watch when he says. And he takes time before he releases it before everybody else does. In other words, he's trying to vet the credibility on the statements. Iranian government officials, while announcing progress in negotiations between Iran and Oman, how long have we been hearing that? A week now? Regarding the passage of ships in the Strait of Hormuz on Saturday, August 5th, have put forward new and extensive conditions for reopening the waterway. Ghalibaf, all of a sudden the tough guy, Secretary of the Supreme National Security Council, said on Saturday that the Strait of Hormuz will not open until the United States corrects its behavior. We went over this yesterday, all those things. So they're just re-emphasizing those points. Why is this difference? What is the difference between the Iranian National Security Council's conditions and the Memorandum of Understanding with the United States? The publication of Iran's 6 conditions for reopening the Strait of Hormuz has further clouded the prospects for short-term reopening of the strait. Ghalibaf said that the council will never compromise, whether in war or negotiations. The Iranian Supreme National Council uses more direct language compared to the Memorandum of Understanding with the United States. In a quick comparison, the time Iran explicitly demands the payment of full compensation for both wars, a matter that is not mentioned in the text of Memorandum of Understanding. They want full compensation. Are they on? Please give me what they're smoking or drinking, or both. It is impossible for the United States to accept this. And this is Vahid making these points, as it would put the country in a position of aggressor, and in political terms would be interpreted as a defeat. At the same time, paying compensation has other legal implications as the initiator of the war and for illegal international actions. This is in contrast to what President Trump said, that he would take the cost of the Iranian attacks from Iran's frozen funds to pay for any damage to tankers. After he said that for every tanker he would hit a bridge or a power plant. The U.S. position effectively negates the 6th condition of Iran for the release of its assets. Iran's 2nd condition, although similar to the first clause of the Memorandum of Understanding, has a fundamental difference. In the Memorandum of Understanding, the two countries only mentioned an end to permanent hostility in Iran and Lebanon. This time, however, the Islamic Republic is calling for an end to the war in Palestine, Yemen, and Iraq as well. It seems that Iran's 6 conditions are not a subject of negotiation, but rather the country's position. Previously, although Iranian officials have stated an agreement with Oman does not mean reopening the Strait of Hormuz, the president and officials of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs has had, to some extent, linked the issue to the United States' return to the Memorandum of Understanding and its commitment not to violate it. Now it seems that the Supreme National Security Council has increased its demands, a move that, even if aimed at putting pressure on the United States and gaining concessions in negotiations, carries its own risks, and it is unclear what the United States' reaction will be. That's realistic. That's valid, what Vahid put in there. Because they just tried to raise the stakes. This is different than the Memorandum of Understanding. So if you hear that they're going to return to the table to discuss the Memorandum of Understanding again, Iran made this into law. This is their position now. This is the regime position. All those points, and any of those points, is a no starter for the United States. Absolutely zero chance, at least to me. Unless, again, we hear a spin that it's otherwise, because he could easily say the Iranians always put out stuff and say stuff, but it's not true. Meanwhile, they're talking to us in the background. That's not the reality. The Gulf is going to be open, freely open to traffic. And we're going to start negotiating in Pakistan or Geneva next week. That's the spin. We have to see how this plays out. Because they cannot accept any of these positional demands by Iran. There's just no fucking way. Anything else is a surrender. We're compromising. We're capitulating to them. There's no way he could cave into this. Because if this is true, big if, but if this is true, and this is their position, they dug in, how's he going to deal with this? Is he going to confront them finally? Or is he going to find the spin to get out of this, find the ramp off? Which would be unbelievable. If that were to happen, I'm going to flip. Because again, we don't know the details. Because a lot of this is rhetoric, but this is what they're saying is their position. What's this now? What? Who's saying this? Wall Street Journal. I was just saying this. Wall Street Journal. U.S. President Trump is prepared to extend the current ceasefire permanently and end the war, even without a nuclear agreement with Iran, provided that the strait is fully open to lower fuel prices. U.S. officials say Trump believes the threat of renewed strikes will serve as a deterrent. He still thinks that his threats are going to work. Will serve as a deterrent against an Iranian nuclear breakout. Oh my God. Iran is demanding severe conditions for reopening the strait, including full U.S. withdrawal from the region and war reparations. Oh, if he caves in and he tries to flip this, it's over. I'm done. Oh my gosh. Hell yeah, they're going to be a bigger problem down the line. This is not good. If this is true, I just said this. And the Wall Street Journal just put this out. Oh my God, say it's not true. Let me ask you guys in chat. You think he's going to find a way to spin this, we won the war, and take this deal to open the strait and just walk away? Yes or no? I said it is possible. I hope that's not the outcome here. But I have been saying this is possible. I've been saying watch out for the spin for the last week. I've been telling you. So you think he'll do it? Wow. So it's even. 3 yeses, 2 no's, 3 no's, tied, I think. Bibi, he says these things because he is losing votes in the elections. His base is angry at him and how he's unable to oppose the United States. Well, that might change really fast, Moses. That might change really fast because the Israelis have been hinting that they may act alone. To begin reconstruction work in Gaza. Yeah, well, that's a whole separate issue with what you're talking about now, but I get it. Oh my gosh, could you imagine? Extend the ceasefire permanently. Not even worry about coming under a nuclear agreement. He's going to say, well, while I'm president, Iran will never have a nuclear weapon. What, we're going to see a Midnight Hammer 2? Pull back? It's always been about the market. It's always been about the oil. It's always been about the economy and the upcoming midterms. It's all connected. I've been saying it over and over again. I've been saying it. This could be the off-ramp. This could be the off-ramp. But you can't agree to Iranians. The Iranians are going to spin this, that they won. The United States, they capitulated. They gave in to our demands. We have control of the strait. Oh my God. Their bases in the region are decimated. They're withdrawing their forces. They can no longer protect the Gulf states. So that's why they're making these deals all over the place to try to protect themselves. Because they know the United States can't help them. Then you hear, oh, we're going to sell them this. Yeah, first, before you sell anything to anybody fucking else, we have to resupply ourselves. Forget about selling and thinking about the money of the future. The money of the future is meaningless. You have to think about the present. Yeah, you could plan ahead, but we got to think about the now. You always hear, yeah, they're going to invest in $300 billion of factories. When they start building them and then when they're completed, yes, great. Until then, it's just talk. promises. You know what I mean? It's insane. This is insane. At this point, nothing will surprise me. Me too, Chris. Nothing will surprise me. I'm serious. This has been one of, what? Has been one, if not the worst managed conflicts in recent history. I totally agree with you. I've been saying that, Chris. And that's being objective, what you just said. A lot of people won't be objective. If he agrees with this, most of his supporters, I don't believe that. I don't know about that. A lot of people are going to be pissed. But, oh my gosh. I know what you're saying though, but nobody wanted this war to start off anyway to begin with. Many Americans on both sides, for whatever political reasons, they didn't want this to start. No new wars, no foreign wars, that. And then the Democrats, anything he does, they're going to oppose. So both sides, for their own political reasoning, weren't for this, really. There's a few of us from the beginning that said, we got to change it, especially when he says, I'm going to do things differently than the other prior administrations, presidents. I'm going to be the one that makes change in the Middle East. And I'm thinking, oh shit. If anybody could do it, it's him. He's going to change the region. This will go down in the history books. His legacy would be forever. Ever. Moving forward. But it didn't happen the way I thought it was going to happen. Regime change, changing the region geopolitically. If this is the outcome, we should have never started this to begin with. This is way worse than when it started. That's the only way you could look at it. And again, like Chris referred to, the Strait became the issue. He allowed the Strait, but it's not necessary. Again, he's the commander-in-chief, just like any other commander-in-chief. The blame goes to the top. I get it. But I truly blame the people around him, the influencers, the advisors. That's who I really blame for giving him maybe ill advice. You know what I mean? Because that has a lot of influence on his decision making. And like I said, I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying. So now he might be mulling it. He's still in Bedminster, right? I think somebody told me that he was spending the weekend there. He might be mulling everything that goes on. And a lot of this is noise. We don't know this to be true. Wall Street Journal's reporting this one's reporting that. Like they fucking know. Or maybe they're being told that to make them believe that that's so. Doesn't make it true. So I gotta wait. Like I always say, I'm gonna wait to see statements. I want it. Thank God Eugene's not here. I want to hear what he says out of his own mouth when addressed to this. Someone needs to ask him about that. What about what the Iranian Supreme Council passed and the 6 conditions? Is this something you're aware of? And is this something you could agree to? Why don't the press ask some real good questions for once? Legitimate questions. Are you willing to compromise the U.S. position from day one in order to open the Strait of Hormuz so that oil can flow and bring the prices down? That's a legitimate question. Answer it. Do you know what I mean? That the press is, oh my God, you hear some of their questions. It's like, what the? You got educated to become a reporter. You're supposed to be experienced, and these are the questions you ask? Shame on you. Shame on you. What, are you worried about getting thrown out of the press pool? Really? You're intimidated to ask tough questions? Really? You scared? No. Let's see. Where are we? My opinion, with all the infiltrated bad actors, I wonder if Trump was originally given bad info on Iran to get him to strike, knowing he wouldn't be able to finish it, making him look really bad. That's all. You guys make all valid points. Everything is speculative. No one knows truly what is going on behind the scenes. I mean, not for nothing. The president's position goes way back to the 80s when it comes to Iran. You can go look at videos. This has been his position with Iran. With the nuclear file. Go back, look at some of the older interviews. He really hasn't changed. So I don't know about that. Because that has been his consistent opinion on it. So it's not like, and do you see him as a, well, I don't know, can't say that. I think the bottom line, he ultimately makes his own decision. But I also think that he may be quite gullible when dealing with other leaders in the world and being influenced by what they say to him. And that includes Xi, Putin, Bibi, whoever it is. That's the one thing that concerns me. Always has. Wasted munitions, troops died, spent a lot of money for nothing. That's not the way they're going to spin it, though, all up in you. We destroyed the vast majority of their missile supply, drone production, Navy, Air Force. They're going to spin it as we decimated them. We won this. Due to our economic pressure, military pressure, they were forced to come to the table and open the Strait of Hormuz. That's like the Strait of Hormuz should have ever been a topic of discussion to begin with. Let's put that to the side. Because if there was no Strait of Hormuz issue, this would have been over already. They would have collapsed. That's their only leverage. And you know, they learn and they're going to adapt. And yes, they're going to rebuild. And they're going to get more interesting, sadly, components from China, upgrades to all this stuff. And I would not be surprised they build a nuclear weapon in secret. And then say, here, we got this card now. We have the Strait, and now we got this. Now you're fucked. Because there ain't nothing you're going to do now. This is bad. This is bad. This actually accelerates things and doesn't actually put it backwards. It actually accelerates this problem. It didn't slow it down. Maybe militarily, they'll rebuild so fast. They got plenty of help. And who knows how much they have still intact in these missile cities, underground areas. We say, oh, 80%, 90% of their missiles are destroyed. Do we really know that for a fact? You willing to bet on that? When you're allegedly low on stockpiles to defend against these lack of missiles? What if they have them? What if they have 40%? 40% is still bad. So, I don't know. I say they know something we don't. I totally agree, Marianne. I've had that feeling for a long time that they're hesitating. But they were not just hesitating now. They've been hesitating for 4 months during the ceasefire. This is before we heard about all the other nonsense that the legacy media runs with. They were aware of something that kept them holding back with love taps. Was it just to try to get a deal and just get a deal and just try to get a deal? Groundhog Day deal was the ultimate goal so they can end this? They wanted to get out of this mess? It's possible. Or it could be something we're not aware of. If you look at the actions on the ground, Israel is actually fulfilling the 15-point agreement. It's, you know what though, Moses? I know what you're saying, but be careful that everybody's putting the focus on that now, because that's exactly what they want. The border peace, they want the focus to go now to Gaza. They want to get your attention away from Iran and now focus on what's going on with the border peace, because that's going to be their win spin. Be careful putting that too much out there, because that's what they want you to be talking about now. They want to take the shiny object and put it on this now, how successful the border peace is and the things that are going. Israel rejected it already. But besides that, they want you to now focus on that. I would not doubt Cuba happens by Labor Day. I would not be surprised if Cuba becomes an issue now before Labor Day. Just to take the shiny object and put it on that now, and everybody's going to be talking about Cuba. People have short-term memory spans. They focus on the thing that's going on currently, and there's a lot of Americans that aren't even paying attention to this. Oh, Cuba time. Communism. Tie that to the political Democrat part for the midterms. Makes sense to me. We have to take out the communists. Not only there in Cuba, but here in the United States. It's a perfect political ploy for the midterms. It's a move. I see that coming. But in order to get there, they got to figure out what they're going to do with this now so they can pull away from it, move on to other things, and just do away with this. And just whatever it is, leave it alone. It's done. If Israel wants to do something, they're on their own. Let them do what they want to do. We're not going to back them. They're on their own. Because we have to work on our little deal. The deal that is in reality a fantasy, a delusion. Because Iran knows that he's put in a corner right now. And they know he's using the market for manipulation. And you think they're going to let him just sit back and relax and say it's over? You think Iran is going to do that? Hell no. They're going to instigate. They're going to threaten. They're going to push his buttons. They want revenge. They want blood. You think it's just going to be like, okay, everybody's happy now. Everybody's happy. We're going to work on a deal. Everything's fine now, everybody. Everything's calmed down. Really? You believe that? Do you all believe that? You think Iran is just going to go along with everything? They're going to make his life miserable. So then you have to ask the question, then what does he do? Does he keep accepting this and spin it? Or does he take action? I don't know. Do you know what I'm saying, though? They'll throw this on Israel and leave Iran. The scapegoat is Israel. Absolutely, Bean. We all... Look, again, don't think of this politically. Whether you're a Democrat, Republican, whatever. Don't think of this on political terms. Look at it objectively and look what's going on in front of you. Keep the politics out of your head. Try to just be objective and see what's going on right in front of you. I know that's difficult, but that's the way to look at this objectively. When you look at it objectively and you see the whole picture, you're like, holy fuck, what's going on? Because there's a lot of cons here. The pro is we decimated their military overall. Their economy was fucked before this even started. That's why the people in Iran took to the streets to protest initially. That marketplace closed down, the businesses, and everybody was like, oh, but they did the same thing before the revolution. They closed down and they joined the revolutionary side. So the people saw that as a sign. The market closed in Tehran, Market Square. Could this be it? It happened in 79, whatever it was. Is this the same thing that's going to happen now? The people are looking for patterns. So their economy was a disaster before this even started. And yes, they're getting crushed. But like I said, and I saw Tusi say it yesterday, it's true. You think they care about the people of Iran? They only care about survival. They don't care about the people. This is tragic. It's not good for the region. Even though they're smart and they're starting to develop infrastructure to do the pipelines underground and try maybe like in 2 or 3 years not even have to be concerned about using the Strait. But that doesn't mean Iran can't target their facilities directly, or that doesn't mean that Iran can't hit the underground pipelines or the above ground pipelines or whatever pipelines. They can still disrupt it. Look how easy it is for the Houthis to disrupt what's going on right now in the Strait over there. So is that like a false sense of security? I don't know. Castro's definitely going. They've been doing a lot of drills with Southern Spear. I think it's coming. I think Cuba's coming. And don't be surprised if you see on display the Shahed drones in Cuba, other logistical support coming from Cuba or Russia or China, whatever. That will be in display to say this was warranted because that they posed a direct threat to us here in the homeland. You know they're going to do that to show that that's what's going on in Cuba. You know what's funny though, Kenneth? Like the solar panels in my house are not made. There's so much mythology behind it. These panels are made right here in New York. They're not made overseas. You know who's China's big on that. You know who else? South Korea. A lot of these companies here in the US are connected to the South Koreans when it comes to panels. I did a lot of research before I got them a couple of years ago. But yeah, you're right. Let me see what you guys are writing. I'm trying to keep up. We did discuss this for months. Yes. We predicted this. I mean, when everybody was saying it was Bibi that convinced the president to start this war to begin with, you knew at the end of the day Israel would be the scapegoat. You knew it. They were already setting that stage. You knew it. We talked about this, like you said, for months. This is not like just happened. It's been building for months. I don't know about Channel 13, that's Israel. But Channel 14, only lies and spins and fake news. Now we are in an election period, so on Channel 14 you will see a lot of spin, fake news there. I don't watch that media, so I wouldn't really know. I don't watch hardly any media, period. It makes my heart drop every time he opens his mouth. He's trying, it's like the carrot and the stick, trying to do both. Sweet Nevi. Okay, let me see what Diesel is putting up as a link. Oh, Iran International. Israel will prevent Iran from obtaining nuclear weapons regardless of whether negotiations with Washington and Arab states produce an agreement, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said at a cabinet meeting on Sunday. I want to emphasize once again, we with an agreement or without an agreement, as long as I'm Prime Minister, Iran will not have a nuclear weapon or nuclear weapons. Okay. But that's not different. It's a little different, but saying that we got to do what's best for us no matter what happens here. Whether he agrees to a deal with them or not doesn't affect what we need to do for our country. We got to do what we got to do. We live in the neighborhood. We got to think about our survival as a state. So, if they attack Iran, it's powder keg time. And I don't know if the U.S. can just idly sit by and do nothing. Because Iran is going to launch, they're going to go nuts against Israel. Now, in a stupid, weird way, would Iran just focus on Israel or just try to hit as much as they can in the entire region? You may hear that. If Israel strikes Iran, this is coming, let's just say pretending, from an Iranian parliament member or whoever, IRGC. If Israel attacks Iran, we will see that as a direct threat to us, and we will strike at everyone in the region, especially the Zionist regime. But they may go after everybody and use that as a threat to put pressure on the president, to then put pressure on Israel to don't even think about it. But they're going to come out with this stuff. It's going to be something like that. If Israel attacks us, we will not just strike back at Israel, but we're going to decimate the entire region and the energy infrastructure, which is why he's going to maybe take this deal, because it's all about the oil. No? Anyone disagree? I've been watching that much. It really upsets me. Remember, help. I know. We were here from the beginning, a lot of us. We know what was said in the beginning. Let me see what you got. I'm trying to read all your comments. We don't do super chat here. Stirring the Hornets, Ned, I agree, Will. Stirring the Hornets says, I don't think Iran will let this go. They're emboldened right now. They feel like they're in a position and they can pressure the president. They truly believe that he will cave in time because of the political pressure here, the global economic pressure here at home, elections coming up. They really think they got him. Which is why he needs to take action. Do you realize if he takes this, how weak the United States looks? Not just with this, but moving forward with China or Russia, even North Korea. This is not good. This makes the U.S. look really weak, in my opinion. Space Ace. Making U.S. right to QF-44, but stealthy like the F-47s. You know, you mentioned that, Space Ace. That's another thing I always wonder. When are we going to see some new toys? Now, the 47, I mean, I don't know how much they've got into that, but the 21, I know there's at least two. One is flying and one is on the ground, but it's still in its early stages. But is it? How much do we have that we're just not aware of? I don't know if they're going to roll that kind of stuff out. I always wonder about that too. It's a good point, actually. Diesel, just trying to see what are good legit sources for info. It's, oh my God. Think about what you just said. What is a good legitimate source? Is it coming from a leaker? Is it coming from the media? I mean, to me, like I said, the one I really look at is this guy, Vahid. Because he really, when something's going down in Iran, he puts the communication between people contacting him. There's explosions here, there's explosions there. This guy, and he's Iranian. He's Persian. I don't know, his background, whether he supports the regime or doesn't. He's one guy I go to. Shin is another. But really, Vahid is the guy I go to because I've never seen him put out something that was inaccurate, to be honest. But again, I'm dependent on someone that I'm deeming as somewhat credible. Doesn't mean it is. It's the best I can do. You can't believe the legacy media, no matter what media it is, because they're going to spin it whatever their agenda is. Anti-Trump, pro-Trump, they're going to spin it. Now, like I said, when I hear words coming out of the president's mouth, not Rubio, not Vance, not Bessent, the president, because they all have to follow what he's speaking about. They can't step out of that line. They got to fall in line. But the president should be the one that says it, not all these other comments coming from everybody else, unless it's similar to what he's been saying. So I really wait for what the president says. Not Hegseth, not Rubio, nobody else. What the president says. But that's just me. And I'm not talking about his social media on True Social. I'm talking about when I hear him speaking. So more targets by the Yemeni army. So it looks like they're striking Houthi targets. My dog wants to come in the room. I'll play this clip on the screen while I open the door for the dog. I don't know if there's no sound, I don't think, but Come on. Come on. I already fed you. You got water. You're good. The only one that didn't eat was me. Cats ate. He ate. Everybody ate except for Bill. Okay. So allegedly, I don't know, they're saying the Yemeni army, which is, they support the Saudi movement, because it would say the Houthi, this is the Yemeni army, the governmental army, allegedly did strikes. I don't know. Again, just like anything else, is this credible? Is this what they're putting out there? Let's see what Vahid is putting out. Okay, that's nothing relevant. Uh-oh, they're putting something that Bibi said? What did Bibi say? Okay, then they put a video, but it's probably not translated. Benjamin Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel, at a cabinet meeting on Sunday, explicitly rejected Donald Trump's 15-point peace plan for Gaza, stating, Israel rejects the 15-point plan. The Israeli military will not withdraw until Hamas is completely disarmed. He emphasized the need for a genuine disarmament of Hamas, adding, by disarmament, we mean a complete removal of all heavy, semi-heavy, and light weapons. We are talking about a real disarmament, not a hypothetical one. He also mentioned consultations with the American side, noting, we are in talks with the Americans. They have ideas, some of which are acceptable to us, and some are not. The security of Israel is not negotiable, and we are firmly standing by our interests. The Prime Minister concluded by stating, as long as I am Prime Minister, there will be no Palestinian state, neither in Gaza nor in the West Bank. So, a two-state solution, you could forget about the Abraham Accords with Saudi Arabia and some others, because that's part of it. They want to see a two-state solution in Israel. That's done. And he, like Amos just said, he's got an election coming up too, so he's going to say certain things. And he's not doing well in Israel. Here's more of a different thing. And this is Vahid. Several state-run media outlets reported on Sunday the appointment of Mohsen Rezai, a military advisor to Syed Ali Khamenei, the supreme leader of the Islamic Republic, and his representative on the Supreme National Security Council, but they retracted the news from a few minutes later. Tasneem, which is tied to the IRGC, quoted sources as saying that with this appointment, he and Jalili would be the two representatives of the supreme leader on the Supreme National Security Council. Tasneem then removed this information from its Telegram channel, After a few minutes. Mayor ISNA and Jamaran news agencies also published the news of his appointment, and then shortly afterward they removed the content. There's a lot of conflict internally in Iran. And this is the thing. This is a point to exploit it, and we're not. At least not that I see. That's interesting. Same video. A Saudi drone has carried out a drone strike on Houthi positions in the Gur, somebody mentioned this in chat, Al-Mashwat area in the Gamir district of Sada province. I think somebody mentioned that in chat. All right, hold on. I gotta catch up to you guys. Oh my God, I gotta try to catch up. What are Trump's options? Take the deal, spin it as a victory, walk away from this, or take further action? Simplified in general. I see no other way. It's either he accepts the terms of getting the Strait opened, saying that future negotiations are going to occur with the Iranians on the other issues, the main one, nuclear. Get the Strait open, claim victory. Iran will claim victory. Both sides will claim victory, and just try to get away from this as fast and as far as we can. That would be my guess. And like I said, concentrate more on what people want here in this country. Focus on more domestic issues. And Cuba. That's just my guess. At this point, the hesitancy could be either two things. They're trying to figure out a way to spin this as a victory, or two, they're letting all this bluster by Iran be put out there and then hit them hard. I don't know. And maybe they're also depending on the inner resistance on the ground in Iran, because they're probably being armed, you would think, with the help of us and others, maybe. Who knows? Maybe they're hoping that even though if we back out, that doesn't necessarily. And remember, the regime is still under they're on very thin ice, because Iran, the people are still suffering tremendously. Food, water, financially, medically, you name it. There's a lot of suffering going on in Iran. So that's going to still exist. Now, will the regime, when they start getting their money coming in, cha-ching, 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 are they going to rebuild? Which that's what they would do. Fortify the regime, the IRGC, or is any of that money going to trickle down and help the actual people of Iran? All those people that they deem as those that were opposing the regime, they'll let them suffer. And it'll be worse for them. It won't be better. It'll be worse. Can you only imagine what's going on now, what could happen in the future to all these people? It is so tragic. It really is tragic. Let's keep in mind that Bushes and Dems didn't want Iran to have nukes also when in office, so you can cry about it. There's no debating on it. I've always, Space Ace. That's why I tell people, because I downloaded it. The JCPOA clearly states that Iran cannot obtain, acquire, develop a nuclear weapon. It clearly says it in the first paragraph. And there you had at least an international agreement. Does it necessarily work when you try to do things unilaterally alone? But we need NATO to help us. We need them to. This is what you get when you do things unilaterally. And you don't have an international coalition before it starts and you build that and develop it. No, he didn't even tell the allies that he was going to do this. That's based on the reports I've seen. To me, it's important to build that international coalition, getting your allies on the same page. He went this on his own. After Venezuela, high on that, he decided to go and with Israel. But you didn't have the support. They didn't even know. Well, maybe they did. So there's a lot of ways to look at this. Israel attacks Iran, the entire region breaks out into war. Iran would hit probably everyone. I totally agree, Bean. I totally agree. If Trump wants a deal this bad, I wouldn't be surprised if Trump warned Iran about a potential Israeli strike. Oh my God. I don't think Israel's going to do that now. They want to see and wait like everybody else is sitting and waiting to see the president's response. That's what everybody's waiting for. With everything that's coming out, is he going to address these statements, these documents that they're releasing, the Iranians with their new hardliner position on the Strait? Is he even going to recognize that? He's going to say, oh yeah, they say one thing, but they do another. That's why I can't trust them. Well, if you can't trust them, why are you negotiating with them? They're fucking terrorists. That is such an oxymoron. That we're talking to them, we're dealing with reasonable people, they're moderates, yet I can't trust them. They're crazy people, they're sick. Which is it? Which is it? 1 minute they're crazies, sick, you can't talk to them, you can't trust them, and the other minute you're negotiating with them. Which is it? On what given day? Do you see what I'm saying? It's mixed signals, it's mixed messaging. A constant message has to be driven. Constant. When you start doing this teeter-totter, back and forth, it's not necessarily a good thing. And people say, oh, it's part of the chess plan. How's the chess plan working out so far to this point? This is worse than checkers. I see they're still wanting war over trying to be nice and good and work on making Gaza great still. Do you know what they care about Gaza, right? They see the investment worth in rebuilding Gaza and what it can mean money-wise. That is Mediterranean coastal shoreline. They see money in their eyeballs. Hotels, making it a great tourist location. Investments, you're going to see it. Now, does that push the current Palestinians out of there? And you get an influx of all these other people coming in? I don't know. But he said that at the beginning. We're going to rebuild Gaza. We're going to put hotels, make it beautiful again. People are going to want to go to Gaza. And come on. Come on. Mom, I'm live. I'm not talking to you. Bigger question is, would we just pull our forces and leave? No. You've got to leave. But again, we need to, I don't know how this is going to be done. You got to get these carriers back and either replace them with other carriers, if that's even possible. With what carriers, I don't know. But these people need to come home. They can't be out there forever. What, are we going to send them to Crete and give them a leave for 2 weeks, then get back on and go back? What about the ship itself? And all the other ships involved? I don't know. Can we even do that? We're stretched out so thin. Can we? What carriers are going to replace the other two carriers? The Lincoln and the Bush have to come home at some point. Then what? What are we going to do? Leave a void? It's a great question. Bean, as always, all of you. We need the heavy oil. Venezuela is not producing enough because their infrastructure isn't built that way yet. But they will get it there. But it's going to take time. Their infrastructure isn't built for the production like that, but it will be over time. It's just not now, not yet. Alexa, how much does Venezuela export in oil daily?
Venezuela's oil exports averaged about 1.25 million barrels per day in May 2026, marking a slight rise from previous months.
Slight rise. Is now, again, we hear, oh, they're coming to the U.S. for the oil. We're selling them lots of oil. Venezuela. That can only do so much. Meanwhile, we better start refilling our reserves because it's down to its lowest since 83. We got to fill those reserves back up. Drill, 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 baby. They're at their lowest in decades, the oil reserves. I haven't checked the latest, but since 83, they haven't been this low. And you have to see how it dropped during this campaign. It went from here and went, because that was to try to control the prices here in the United States. And they know this too. They know this. This cannot go on. Because everybody's saying, oh, but the prices, because they were, again, market manipulation, and also they were tapping into the reserves big time. Got to do something about that. Got to fill that shit back up. I haven't checked the chart, but it's not good. If keeping bullshit going, it's at more risk on the table. War over cleaning up the area they claim to want, and still not effing cleaning it up, knowing they had that area all this time. No need for effing war if they just open up their eyes and see. Oh, you meant for Israeli sources? I don't really, I have a few Israeli accounts that I follow on Telegram. And they've been very quiet in general. Everything for them has been about Lebanon, Hezbollah, a lot of what they post, and also at times Hamas. But a lot of it is based on what's going on in southern Lebanon that I see from the Israeli accounts on Telegram. We're about to enter a recession. The Fed is printing money just to keep the bond yields from rising. That's another thing, Ken. Yes. It's almost like they know it's about to pop and they're trying to contain it any way they can. To give it the illusion that things are good, but I'm telling you, it's not as good as they project it to be. You're right. You're right. You guys are on the money. Good morning, Ann. Yes, I have a good friend on the Bush Carrier. They are getting leave in 45 days. Her son, a Navy mom's here, her son is on it. I think that would be welcome news to Navy mom to see her son soon, hopefully. And he's the one that played my video, my song, throughout the entire ship, which is a humbling experience for me. I still have that clip that he played it on the ship, on one of the channels. On every television and on the Bush Carrier, my song was played, which is an honor. And she told me that it inspired so many people on that vessel. That is an experience I'll take with me. Humble. U.S. consumes 20 million barrels a day. Venezuela's dropping the bucket. But again, we had our companies there a couple of decades ago. So they're going to try to rebuild that infrastructure to get more oil production out of Venezuela. And here as well. Instead of relying so much on oil, we need to be funding and working to find its replacement, something that's actually sustainable, unlike solar, wind, and battery power. Yes. Fusion power, something else. I agree. That's like a like a temporary band-aid dealing with the overall problem. All the alternatives, even though, like I said, I've saved thousands a year with the panels over my house. But I'm just saying, I totally agree with that in general. That this is not the solution. Locally, like for businesses, you see stadiums have all the solar panels. For that, that's one thing. But it costs a lot of money. Why don't... Exactly. Those are okay on a smaller scale, but we definitely need something that works large scale. That's exactly what I'm saying. I don't understand that we don't see more nuclear, at least for now. Like they closed Indian Point here nearby. They're talking about reopening it again. That's the talk. I don't know if it's going to happen. Why don't we just leave the international world oil market? So the United States is going to become an isolationist country. Can we cut off the rest of the world and just be so totally self-dependent? That is a question. That's a legitimate question. Can it be done? I think it can be, personally. I'm just saying. It's something, but more and more it seems like the United States is becoming an isolationist country. At the same time, yeah, it's America first, but right now America's not doing well on the overall picture on how it's viewed throughout the globe, whether it's allies or adversaries. We're alienating ourselves. That's why I say we need to get our neighborhood in order, our continent in order, because there's oceans that separate. But we need to get our area, clean up our neighborhood. If you're going to approach that like that, you better clean up what's going on right across the border in Mexico, South America. Get the relations going on a solid ground with the Canadians. You want to talk about Greenland, whatever. But we need to get North America, Central America, and South America in order. Because that right there is what we really need to focus on for national security. If we're going to go that way. I think the Americas, the whole thing, can definitely sustain itself. But again, there's a lot involved with that. You're going to have to create better relationships with your partners in the continent itself. There's that is, and get the influence of China, Russia, Iran, whoever out of the southern countries, the South American countries. There's a lot of work to be done. If that's the way we go. And then, if you create that mentality, well, we're cutting ourselves off to this. You're on your own. They're on their own. Right? I'm trying to read everybody's comment. Do I still have the clip? I do have the clip. For the Navy ship? Yeah. Good morning, Brother Kyler. What's happening? By the way, don't forget, sidebar, the media shower is peaking on Wednesday night, but also Tuesday night is good. Last night, we saw a couple. I wasn't really focused on the Skywatch last night. I was more focused on music and having apple juice. But besides that, Tuesday night, depending on the weather here in the Hudson Valley, and Wednesday night, I pray, is good. If anyone that's watching right now lives in a dark sky environment and the weather is nice, clear, go out after midnight, The moon is not an issue. You definitely want to go out there and experience it because this is badass. There's a lot of years that the moon is a problem with the light pollution. This is not that year. This is a great year for the Perseids, and it's also going to be great for the Geminids in December. Another great meteor shower. These are the two big boys of the year, every year. You could see 100 per hour. Don't miss it if you can't. Don't miss it. Go out, enjoy it. I'll be streaming it, but it's nothing like. And you don't have to. Where do you look? Where do you look? Just look up. Just look up. Go out there for 20 minutes. Let your eyes adjust to the darkness. Just lay back and look up. You'll see plenty. It's simple. Sean, Bill, check out my previous comment. Do you still have the clip? Yes, I'm going to play it in a second. Democrats keep crying over nuclear and oil tycoons, but they use that for politics. We know what that. It's all political. That's the game. We are getting a nuke plant in Oklahoma. See? Was doing something, almost fell out when I heard leave comment. What do you mean? I didn't see that. I didn't see that. I'm trying to catch up to everything. Mike, they assigned the Yankee atomic plant over here a couple of years ago. Alexa, are they planning to reopen Indian Point nuclear power plant?
Indian Point remains shut down, and reopening looks unlikely. State officials, Westchester County, and local towns still oppose any nuclear restart, and the plant is in the middle of decommissioning. Even though Holtec International says it could be technically feasible, it would need unanimous consent from 5 entities and a $10 billion investment, which hasn't materialized.
Shit. That's Westchester County. That's not even New York City. Because that's where it is. They don't want it. It's right on the Hudson River, too. You know how this goes. Environmental groups. All that. You know how that is. That's Westchester County. One of the highest tax pay places in the freaking country. Long Island, too, is bad. Was a clip from before everything there kicked off. Oh, I don't know. They can't even show him in the current state. You're talking about the mouse? Yes, you're talking about the mouse? The mouse might have been deceased at the very beginning. Remember that banner we saw, that memorial in Iran that had his face on it along with the Supreme Leader and Soleimani? Was that a slip? It looks like he's been dead for a while. I won't forget that memorial that they had. I don't know if it was in Mashhad, somewhere in Iran. His face was on there. Mouse Jr. I don't know. Happy birthday, Navy Mom. It's your birthday today? Oh, it's Tuesday. Well, you know what? Come by, we'll celebrate a little bit. Well, I don't know about that, Luke. Trump's perceived weakness caused this Pakistan and Saudi Arabia treaty. Israel's not happy. Bibi rejected U.S. I think that has to do with more. They need help defending their territory. And maybe they see the void of the U.S., so they're seeking to make alliances with other countries in the region. And I don't think this has anything to do with Iran or India or anything else. I think this simply has to just do with defending themselves from the Houthis and the Iranian proxies in Iraq. I don't think this is going to extend. Well, attack on one is an attack on all of us, like a NATO thing. But what if India attacks Pakistan? Is Saudi Arabia going to come running to Pakistan's side? That's part of the agreement, or is it not? See what I mean? Now, Turkey's a NATO country. Well, happy birthday, Navy Mom, on Tuesday. It's only going to take one match to cremate the cardboard mouse. That's, again, he might already be cremated. Well, I don't know if that's part of their thing. Iran saying they're going to post a video of the mouse, but they posted a video of him that was prior to everything kicking off there. Yeah, that's another thing. That's propaganda. What's up, Mad Million? Israel sees as a threat to them long term. There's no doubt about that. I don't know. Again, I think everybody is waiting to see an official statement by the president on all this rhetoric, propaganda that's been put out there in the last few days. He has been generally quiet on this. Until I hear him make a statement in regards to, if he even does, to any of this noise, then I'll reach an opinion on it. But right now, it's everything always is speculation. Everybody's comment in there is legitimate. We just don't know. So this is what they're saying now. It's a regime supporting account. Following the killing and injury of over 40 soldiers, Saudi-backed forces are boasting about shooting down a drone that did not explode. It's nice when they want to feed their propaganda and celebrate it. You ever see that meme with from Star Wars? More. That's what they put all the time. Like every time something happens, they put that more. But when something like this happens, they diminish its importance, like saying, there's nothing to see here. How much of the destruction have we actually seen that's happened in Iran? None. Because they won't show it. They try to make it one-sided. Oh, we're hitting bases in Jordan, Kuwait, whatever. But what actually happened in Iran? We don't see it because they won't share it. So, just like anything else, propaganda. All right, what is Vahid putting up now? I am going in the pool soon. I'm not going to sit here all day when it's beautiful out there. Oh, God, like somebody... Okay, going back to the Mouse Jr. The official website of the Office of the Leader of the Islamic Republic Iran announced today that Dr. Purian met with the Mouse to discuss matters coinciding with the beginning of the third year of his presidency. The Mir news agency, IRNA, and other state-run media outlets also republished the news. However, no photos, audio files, or videos have been released from this meeting. Previously, Dr. Purian has stated that he met with the Mouse after his election as leader, but no audio or video recordings of that meeting were ever released. And this is coming from Vahid. He's even making the statement. Oh, you guys claiming that you met with the Mouse, but there's no audio evidence, video evidence, photographic evidence, nothing. At least he's keeping it real. Good morning, Chantal. Let's see. Is there a possibility he's cooking up another operation being silent? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. When the president goes quiet like this, you have to wonder, is he up to something? That's his pattern. That's why I'm not discounting it. But I'm not also discounting that he might take this deal and spin it as a victory and just move on. Both can happen. We just got to wait and see now. Which one will it be? And also, would he tip his hand that way? I would not be surprised at this post. Not saying that I don't know what the source is. I've never seen this as a source, so I can't. The new IRA, what? In Ireland, let's just say, have declared that to the authorities that they will start a civil war if all migrants are not removed from Ireland. And I don't know if that's unconfirmed. I don't know if that's true, but would anybody be surprised about that? I wouldn't, to be honest. I wouldn't. Now, does that trickle over to the UK and other places in Europe? I don't know. All right, getting back to you guys. What's Will doing? Where's he headed? He's probably going to be busy today with the family, if I had to guess. Yeah. There is no clouds. I gotta be careful out there. Tammy, you have a great one as well. I have heard if the migration into Ireland continues like this, Irish people will become a minority by the 2050s. Well, my love to you, Navy Mom. And if that's true, what Toxic said, that they're gonna go on leave in 45 days, that's a blessing for you, your son. You know what I mean? Let's see how this all pans out. But I will play, that clip, if I could find it, of her son playing my song on the ship, on the Bush Carrier. It's a little, I have it like buried somewhere. I know where it is. But it was such a cool moment that he did that. There it is. I gotta be careful with the sound because it scares me. It's coming, the sound. There it is. Isn't that cool? So that was in his office, in his quarters. And, there's different channels, obviously, on the ship. But my song was playing on one of those channels throughout the entire ship. And what Navy Mom told me is it inspired a lot of the service members on that vessel. That is an honor, a humbling. And if I helped even just one, that's a blessing. To show that there are people here in this country that support them and love them. Not just family members, but the people in this country that support our true patriots. Them. Among so many others, first responders, there's so many we can go. I consider a trucker someone that I admire for what they do with the supply chain in the United States. There's so many people. Everybody has a role out there. I don't care if you work in a store. You're doing a service for the public. It doesn't matter to me. Like when I went to Dollar General, this was like 2 weeks ago, there was someone that was working there. The coolest person helping me. We started talking. he helped me. They're there to help and assist and provide a service. Everybody has a role in a productive way. Everyone is important to me. Everyone. You know, they're serving the public or the consumer, whatever it is. I do not minimize anyone from anyone else, because everyone's doing what out there to be living a productive lifestyle for the betterment of the community, the country. Do you know what I mean? That's like last week I was helping the neighbor when that disaster happened next door. We went to Home Depot together. As we're leaving, there was a gentleman wearing a veteran shirt and a cap, and I said, "Thank you for your service." And then we started talking a little bit as we were walking, and it was cool. I don't know the person, but I thanked the person. You know, it means a lot. It does mean a lot to them. Meant a lot to them all. Had control and on every TV on ship when so steady on control TV. Oh, so they all seen it. Is that what you're saying, Navy Mom? Because I know he controls that part of the ship. That is cool. Retail store people are awesome, always nice and helpful. That's what I mean. Like, I'm going to tell you, I know people that work in Walmart. They work under really terrible conditions. Those people in Walmart that work in Walmart, I know my neighbor's children, they both work in it, and they tell me the stories of what they got to deal with in Walmart. It is bad. I don't know if you know any people that work in Walmart. Just talk to them and see how it is, their conditions working in Walmart. I feel for those people too, what they go through. Seriously. We all might take it for granted. They're just doing their job, but you have to hear some of their stories. Appreciate all who work hard in all our communities. Exactly. That's what makes communities successful and productive. CNN reports the Lincoln will soon be leaving the Arabian Sea but will be replaced by the Roosevelt. See, that's what I was wondering, Diesel. I was wondering that. They're going to have to replace it. So they're talking about the Roosevelt? I'm glad you brought that up. Yes, all channels paused, only broadcast on all TVs. Wow. So they all had no choice but to see my song and hear my song. That's pretty cool. According to my sources, the American aircraft carrier, the Lincoln, will withdraw from the Arabian Sea really soon, following a record deployment of more than 250 days. Naturally, naval power in the region will not diminish, given that the USS Lincoln will be replaced by the Theodore Roosevelt, currently stationed in San Diego on the West Coast, as seen on Sentinel-2 satellite imagery. That's a no-brainer. That figures. And some people don't tip right and screw us over, and we just have to eat it. Yeah, I get it. That's not an easy thing to serve the public in that way either. As a waitress, oh my gosh, dealing with the public. We're all a part of this weird tapestry. Yeah. Like I said, if it's positive, it's good. Okay, let me see. What time is it? I'm going to give it 5 more minutes. Because I'm going out there. I ain't sitting here all day. Do better tipping well? It's quiet in general though right now. Let's take a look at the weather. A lot of heat. Wow. Oh yeah, this is not windy. I don't have the fire filter on. there's not much out there. There's precipitation here. Looks like it's heading east. Yep. So there's a strong line of storms in Milwaukee right now, entering Milwaukee area, metro. So yeah, Wisconsin's getting it right now. There's Milwaukee right here, right near the lake. And on this is, I use this now. This is weather-wise. And sometimes you'll see they have the storm watchers in here. But there's a nasty line going through right now. Severe thunderstorm warning. Well, they're in it. So this looks like where the action is right now. There's a lot of heat. I'm not seeing anything else as far as precipitation, really. Offshore. The heat is on, though. My gosh, in a lot of places. Extreme heat warning. Oklahoma, where All Up in Your is, he's got heat advisories or warnings going on. Red flag and a heat advisory, both. Heat advisory in this color. The heat is on here. It's everywhere. But the main part of the precipitation is up here. There's a couple of areas of concern too. I don't know if this one necessarily, but this has a higher threat level. 40% on day 7. I wonder which way this is going to move. This is the one I've been watching for Hawaii. They need to watch this. 90% day 7. This has to be watched for the islands. But it might get stronger as it passes through. Something to keep an eye on, though, the Hawaiian Islands. But that's it. That's basically what's going on. It would be nice if they get rain up here, where these fires are going on. Really, they need it. Badly. Yeah, it's hot here. It's crazy. But like I said, I will be complaining that it's no longer hot in a few weeks. So I got to make the most of it now while I can enjoy it. Put the music outside. Lay in the pool. I got to put the umbrella up because I can't take no much more sun. That's not going to happen. I can't. I'm just looking at these models. This is the one I've been keeping an eye on right here. Thursday. Oh shit. Friday. Wow. Wow. I hope that doesn't get more strength. It's going right over the islands, and the stronger wind quadrant is here. Onshore flow. This needs to be watched carefully. That's a week from now. This is the Euro. I love the Euro model. I'm not a fan of the American. So there's a major concern for the islands. Now let's see about this potential. I see this high pressure sweeping it up and out, depending on its movement. I do not think it's going to get caught up in here. I think it's going to spin out. Let's see. Yeah, it's going up. It's curving up. That's out. Bye-bye. So no threat. There's another system potentially down here. The further south is where you really got to worry when they enter here. See, now this one's lower, but it's unorganized. It's shredded. wind shear. Gotta watch. Because late August to mid-September is really the peak of the hurricane season for the Atlantic. I think it's September 10th is the peak of the hurricane season for the Atlantic. Don't quote me. Well, the fall is still warm, but the pool water, if the nights drop into the 50s, that pool water chills quick. It could be beautiful. It could be 80 degrees during the day. But the water temperature starts to drop because of the nighttime temperatures. Like right now, the pool is at 82 degrees. I love it. If it goes over 82, then it gets disgusting for me. Right now, it's at 82. It's nice because it feels like 100 out there. So it's nice. But once those temperatures at night dip down, it affects the water temperature. So it's not a good thing. Wow, look at that shit predicted for next week. It's too far out though. What about this Japanese one? This is Monday? Oh shit, that's moving fast. That's a good thing. Oh, it is landfall Euro right there. Japan. Look at that onshore flow. But it's not a strong typhoon. Doesn't look strong. I mean, it could be a Cat 1. I don't see that being anything more than a Cat 1. But still, there's some fires that probably going to go bye-bye after this. You can see all the fires going on here. Still, sadly. Look at that. That is so horrific. 134,000, almost 135,000 acres. That is just horrific. And pray for these people too, affected by all this too. It's sad. Really, that's sad. It's hot and your dog wants to go for a walk. That's why I walk him early. He's probably sleeping in the room right now. Yeah, he's out. He's out on the recliner. Look at this. I don't want to. You see? He knows I'm talking about him. He's smart. I don't know if this is a good idea, but DV. Look at him. Look at Mr. Spoiled. DV. Look at him. He's out. My camera might stop working. So he's comfortable. He just finished eating. I took him out earlier. That's it. Now he's in that mode. He's in chill out mode now. He ate, has his water, went outside. He got everything he wanted. Now he's... Oh my gosh. Wish it would drop to the 50s at night here. Would make the hundreds during the day bearable. Yeah. You have a red Siberian Husky? Don't you love your Husky? Don't you? He's a Pomsky. He's half Husky, half Pomeranian. He's a special breed. Forget it. Mr. Spoiled. He's super spoiled. By both of us. Super spoiled. He has it made. No question about that. Anyway. Oh, he is the baby. See, I can't say things because it'll get his attention. I want him just to relax while I go in the pool. Let me close some of these out. So yeah, enjoy your Sunday. I may have to go to Dollar General later because there's one thing I like to have, and they have it there close by. They don't have to drive far. I have to have my funny bones, and they sell them there. That's what he helped me with. Person that was working there, I said, "Are these 2 for?" Because they're usually 2 for something. So he checked. He went to the register, had it checked. I said, "Awesome, that's it. I'm in." Because I buy 2 boxes at a time, or 4. I got to take a run later and get some refills of PEDs, the munchies. You want to hear PEDs before I leave? Chantal, you like that song, don't you? Danny, what's happening? My husky is sleepy too. He's hot. He's gray and white and spoiled rotten. That's why he stays in the air-conditioned room. He stays in this room at all times when it's hot like this. I make sure of that. That's why it's like 64 degrees in this room right now. Mom hates it. It's freezing. I love it. Like after I go in the pool, to come in this air-conditioned chill is awesome. Hezbollah released a statement accusing Israel of what? What's going on? Hezbollah released a statement accusing Israel of reaffirming its ambitions toward Lebanon after the Israeli foreign minister published a map depicting southern Lebanon as part of Israel. Hezbollah said the map demonstrated Israel's ambitions extending beyond the southern Lebanon to Lebanon as a whole. They also criticized the Lebanese authorities for continuing negotiations with Israel. Of course they do. The group called on all Lebanese to unite in defending Lebanon's sovereignty. Is it that? Are they they're part of the resistance of Israel. They're a proxy of Iran. I mean, really, do the Lebanese people, truly, the Lebanese people want this bullshit cancer in their country? I think they would definitely want to live alongside in peace with Israel without having Hezbollah be the ones that are causing all these issues by their presence there. I would think a lot of the Lebanese people are tired of this bullshit and say, get the fuck out. Just get out. We're fine without you. Just get out. Because all this is stirred up, this hornet's nest, because of your presence here. If you get out, we will live in peace. No? It's also so much spin. It makes a person like, really? Your song next, and I'm out.
Whatever that may be, prepare emergency disaster snacks, essential PEDs. Watching out for any threats, preparing to start my stream. Could be days of coverage, all part of my grand scheme. Plenty of munchie supply, no need for me to worry. In any case, I'm ready. Can happen all in a flurry. There are other diets essential PEDs.
All right, Amy, this is for you.
Waiting all my life for that special person. Magic fills the air now. I am certain this is the time for celebration. My dreams come true. Will you be mine? Fire ignited within the first time we met. My heart relit with love. My body began to sweat. Nerves tingle down my spine when you touch me. I hold you tightly, unchained love. You set me free. Forever together, this is our destiny. Never letting go, this feels so heavenly. All my life been waiting for you, my love. Soulmates forever, you are my true love. Yeah. Oh, oh. Every day I cherish you as if my final day. Always by my side, words cannot say how much I love you. You make me smile. Once empty, now whole. Let's walk down that aisle. Pledging love forever. Promise to be faithful. You at my side, your loyalty never doubtful. Love is our force that nothing can destroy. You and I forever, our lives full of joy. Forever together, this is our destiny. Never letting go, this feels so heavenly. All my life been waiting for you, my love. Soulmates forever, you are my true love. Yeah. Oh, oh, yeah.
Now, before we officially end, we have to do the Patriots of America song for our troops, their families, and all of us that support the patriots of this country, serving to protect us and protect democracy. So I'm going to play this last one, then I'm out. What's this going on now? Unconfirmed senior cleric Larijani says Iran will never surrender control of Hormuz at any cost. That's part of that parliament bill. They're really pushing this now. So now, again, we have to see how the president responds to this, because he's going to say, oh, they're just talking this, they say this, but behind the scenes, they're saying something totally different. So we have to wait. You know what I mean? Gotta just wait. Last song and I'm out.
Looking out over the horizon, the sun begins to rise. Seagulls along the coastline, gracefully in the sky.
One more for you, Navy Mom, after this.
Our homeland, preparing for ground invasion if needed on foreign land. Lincoln, Kennedy, and Bush, carriers with president namesakes. We wave and pray for our loved ones as they set sail at daybreak. Together they assemble as one, united on all fronts, with honor and professionalism if needed, an enemy to confront, completing their mission with success. Regardless of the cost, some will make the ultimate sacrifice. We shall never forget their loss. America's true patriots serve us with honor and pride. Members of our armed forces, under flag we are alive, protecting all our freedoms, leaving loved ones behind. We pray for their safe return. They are always on our minds.
I'm lighting up one for them. This is for you, Navy Mom, and all the others out there that have their loved ones serving. Come home.
The dawn of a new day, many sunsets viewed, yearning for loved ones, uplifting one's mood. It's time to set course. Travels take us west. A final journey ahead. Time for a well-deserved rest. Waiting on shore. People gather around,
This makes me emotional.
waving flags of our country, loud cheers on board and ground, standing proudly before them. Anxieties gather within. Time seems
I hear you,
to pass
Kyler. I hear you.
slowly. Stern face,
And thank you for what you do.
Families gather together. Celebrations around the country. Smiles on everyone's faces. Flag flies above proudly. Stories shared between each other. My, how the children have grown, cherishing every moment. Together, not alone. Even those without any ties know we are your extended family. We love you all equally and support our troops endlessly. You are all never alone. Homeland stands behind you with gratitude and respect, under God's grace for all you do. Our loved ones coming home, tears of joy for all
get emotional on that. I get emotional listening to that. And you know what? It's funny because when I write my lyrics, I don't realize how fucking powerful they are until they're put with the AI music, and then I hear it like that. It just makes it all incredible. Do you know what I mean? I was actually getting emotional to the end of that song. And I'm going to write one for you, Danny, at some point. I'll write lyrics for you, for the people of Croatia. I've done that for many. We have one for Britain, Ireland, definitely Iran. I may have to spread it out a little bit more. But I will at some point. But right now, all of you, have a great rest of your day. Blessings to all. Anywhere you are, everywhere. God bless our troops. God bless their families. God bless our president. God bless our country. And keep an eye on things. Let me know. You know how to reach me, some of you. But I'm going to go enjoy myself out there today. You know what I mean? Put some music. I was actually getting emotional at the end. And Navy Mom, I hope your son gets to hear that song too. And the Good Morning Sunshine song too that I wrote because you said, remember that conversation we had? That's on, it's available. I'm sure you heard it already. Chantal, have a great one. Navy Mom, Will, Kyler, Amy, Danny, Will, of course, Chris, Brother Kyler, Diesel, dehydrated, all up in here. He's dealing with that heat in Oklahoma, but he's got his ways to enjoy too. All of you in there that are watching. And like I said, all up in you, Danny. I'm scrolling a little bit. All of you, if I missed anyone. All right, Sean. I know Amir was here earlier. Tammy. All of you, I'm out. I'm going to go enjoy the outdoor festivities now. Put the music on. Get the umbrella set up. And just chill out and relax now. All right, you guys. Love to all of you. Have a great rest of the afternoon. I'll be back later, if depending on what's going on. And don't forget, I may try again tonight, but I'm going to be exhausted, so I got to be careful. The meteor shower peaks Wednesday night into Thursday morning. But you can still see stuff on Tuesday night. You can still see stuff now. It's going to get more active as it gets closer to peak. But really, the show is, I would suggest, Wednesday night for sure. But don't be surprised Tuesday night. I don't know what the weather's going to be here. I pray that the weather's going to cooperate. I'm a little concerned. It's always my bad luck. Let me see what they're saying. It'll be awesome if it's nice. Oh, this is much better than I thought. Oh, they changed the forecast to the better. Tuesday. Let's see about the night though. I'm not gonna sleep. Partly cloudy Tuesday night. That's different. That's good. We'll take partly cloudy. Let's see Wednesday. Intervals of cloud and sunshine at night. Oh shit. Not good. Overcast with a thunderstorm in parts of the area. Cloud cover 98%. We'll see, because sometimes they say that. That's still 3 days away. The timing can change. I don't trust that necessarily until Wednesday morning. But we definitely got to try Tuesday night. I don't want to be, like I said, exhausted, because I'm going to be up all night, all morning. I got to get some sleep. What's tonight? Monday? Morning? We could try again tonight. I know, I'm thinking of that too. Saving my energy And hello in Chicago, George. We might try even tonight. What's the weather for tonight? Mainly clear tonight. But that means I'll be up till at least 4 o'clock in the morning. They have an article here. Oh, that'll be my bad luck Wednesday. I have a bad feeling, man. Wednesday night. Just hours after the solar eclipse dims. This is amazing. Not just the meteor shower, but the solar eclipse. Where will it be visible? Oh, way, wow. It's way up to the north. We'll see a very small partial here. You got to go up into Canada. The peak for those in the United States, the eclipse will peak during the afternoon, early afternoon. From the Midwest to the Northeast, from 1:35 to 1:55, as well as southern Ontario and southern Quebec. So here's the times. Oh, I may have to deal with this too. So this is like a double dose of awesome. But this is the one, man. No moon to new moon. 40 to 60 meteor per hour on peak night. See that weather fair. If you live down in the southeast and in the south, you have a great chance. Look, the best weather to watch the meteor shower on peak night is predicted along the west coast, the Gulf Coast, and in northern New England. Man, I hope it is not bad here. But I'll still try. I'm still going to try. So we'll see. Anyway, for all of you, Will, have a great rest of your afternoon. Be well, be blessed, be safe. I'm going out. So see you guys later. We may do a skywatch tonight depending on how I feel. And by the way, this is the camera that I use the best for this. And it's not cheap. Shit. Let me get it out. Oh my god, what's the tangle? So this is the motor mount that I can control the movement of the camera with a connected joystick. The cable's 50 feet long. This is a Sony a7S III. It's a great low light camera. Great low light. It's got a Sony Cine lens, 22 millimeter. Now I have other lenses. I could do ultra wide view, but it doesn't have the sharp imagery and everything looks small on it because it's covering a larger portion of the sky. So I like this one. I like this lens. This is the heater band that keeps condensation from happening on the lens itself. In between the lens and the sensor is a night filter, night pollution filter. In between the lens and the sensor, there's a night pollution piece in there. So this is what we will be using. The Sony a7S III. So we'll, if the weather cooperates, we should see quite a bit with this camera. So hopefully it will be cooperative weather-wise. I gotta be careful with the camera. Okay. So, can it do infrared? It has many filters on it. A lot of filters. So yes, there's a lot of built-in. That camera took me a while to learn all the different settings. Those cameras, I have another one. I have a Sony A7S. You have to learn the menu. You have to learn how you can utilize certain features of the camera. It takes time. It's a learning curve. But I've owned these cameras since 2016, so it's 10 years. I'm pretty well adapted to using them. So be careful with the cameras, because I'm going to show you something before I go. I'll show you the other camera. Tycho. That is so weird. I smell perfume out of nowhere. Here we go. Oh, I got all kinds of equipment. Oh my God, this one's buried. I'm going to tell you what is the most important feature to not get in a camera. So I have telephoto lenses. All the lenses and stuff are in here, and another camera. So I've got all types of lenses, ultra wide, telescopic, telephoto, all these different lenses. Like this is, and then I use a dummy battery to power it up through a power bank. See that wire? That's what that's for. So this is another Sony A7S, but this is the A7S 2, regular. It's not the 3. Here's the big problem with these cameras. They have pretty much the same function as the other one. Okay? I am going. The problem with these cameras is this. Now, thank God, at the time, I had a full coverage on warranty repairs. This camera is like brand new. It's been rebuilt with new stuff, new sensor, and this. This is what I want to show you. Alexa, brighten living room light.
Okay.
Be very wary of these cameras like this. What? You want to go out again? You must. Damn, I can't even see without my glasses. I can't flip the cover here. There we go. Okay. Now, I don't know if you could see the ports. Right there. See those ports? Well, one of them is a mini HDMI. Now, I used to stream from this camera in the past, and it's a great camera. It has almost the exact same features as the Sony A7S III. The problem is, you better make sure you get a cage that can mount that mini HDMI, because it puts weight on the board inside there. It puts weight on it. And over time, if you use it a lot, like I do, it will loosen. They had to replace the whole board inside here where this connects, because I used it so much and the wire would put the weight on this that it broke it inside. And a lot of times with these cameras too, now this is completely rebuilt. This is like brand new. I hardly ever use it now. So it's like brand new. can't even see without my glasses. Come on. This is very important. The sensor in there. It's brand new. They had to replace this too. Because they're known to eventually go, you'll get dead pixels. You'll start to see things happening on it. And you could tell it has to be replaced. So you got to be very careful with these cameras. I would never buy a camera with a mini HDMI. The A7S, I wrote to Sony. I said, please, when you come out with the new model, make it a standard port, like an HDMI standard. They did. That's the game changer on that camera. It's a game changer. Because now it's a standard HDMI. And I have a cage that locks it in, that locks it in place so it doesn't hold that pressure of that cable on it. That is a game changer. The problem is the body of that camera alone is $3,500. You might be able to get it for $3,000 now, but that's just for the body, meaning the camera itself. Then you got to get all the other goodies. So I would be very careful if you're gonna do it to stream with. Avoid using mini HDMIs. The Sony A7S III has the standard HDMI. It's a game changer. Like I said it on that camera, it's a game changer. So just be wary of that. Now, if you're not going to do live streaming with it or anything, that's fine. You're not going to mess with that port. Alexa, shut light.
Okay.
Definitely get the extended warranty if you're going to abuse your camera like all the time like I do. No doubt, because that would have cost me big money to do the repairs on that camera. Big money. The chipboard alone would have been $500 just to repair that. It was zero for me because of the warranty. If you're going to spend money on cameras like this, you definitely want to spend the extra and put warranties on it. Extended warranties. No doubt. No doubt. Yeah, it's the design. Correct. Exactly. But then they sell the cages like the other camera, where I have to tighten the cable into the camera. So I put the plug in, then it tightens it and it holds it in place. And when I wrap the cable around the tripod, I make sure there's no drag weight on it. I keep it like loose on the top so it's not pulling down. So you just gotta, I would definitely go for the A7S III diesel all the way. I wonder what they're charging for them now. This camera's been out for a while. This has to have dropped in price. Shit. What? Are they crazy? It went up. On B&H, it's $4,000. Is that because of where it's coming from? $4,000 for the body? That's crazy. That's crazy. I paid $3,500 for mine when it came out. What the hell is that about? Sony Alpha 7S III. Oh, they got it for less on Amazon. There it is, the A7S III. A little under 3,000. That's the cheapest I see, right there. On Amazon, diesel. That's it. But then you got to get, you know where the money is? The lenses. I paid close to $800 just for that one lens. Then you got to buy the card for it. The card cost me, for a 256 gig card, that shit cost me like $250. The cage was $100. Then I always bought extra batteries just in case. There's so many accessories. It's gonna run you at least $4,000 or more after you get all the accessories. You know what I'm saying? So just think that exactly. No. Like if you buy it like that, Amazon cheap, you could probably get mine similar to mine for like $4,000. The whole thing, everything you need, $4,000. You're good to go. If you ever need help with that diesel, let me know. But you will not be disappointed. This camera's amazing. And then, like, you see how I do it. Tycho, move a second. I use a dummy battery. And then I use these. So say I'm outside somewhere and I got the camera with me. I could put this in my backpack. I put this on my bike. When I do the GoPro, I power the GoPro with this 360 GoPro. And it keeps the GoPro going to record. If you put the battery in, the GoPro battery lasts like 40 minutes. With this, it's nonstop. Same goes with the camera. You get the dummy battery. You make sure you put it at the right voltage, otherwise you can ruin the camera. You can blow the camera. You can fry it. I set this to 8.4. Right there, 8.4. You can't see it. This keeps the camera going indefinitely. So you'll see me put this outside. This is what powers the camera. It's not batteries, it's a dummy. It's powered by this. And then the heating band, I use a different, because it's a different voltage. It's at 9 volt, and that's how I power the heater band around the camera. So there's 2 of these at all times outside when I'm doing a live skywatch. And this is a powerful power bank. And I have it plugged in to keep it charged as I'm using it. Does that make sense? That's my system. You have several of these, so you know what I'm talking about. That's how it's done. And then, of course, I've got the 100-foot. Tycho, move. He wants to go out. I gotta check him out. I'm going out in the pool. What am I doing? Then I've got the 100-foot HDMI cable, standard, which has a built-in signal enhancer in it because it's about the signal. If it's at 100 feet, you've got to get a cable that could run the signal through that length. 50 feet should work, but if you're going to go more than 50, you need something to boost the signal to carry through the cable. Because this thing is like 40 feet in front of the house, the tripod. So there's little things you need to know when you're going to do this. But it's not complicated once you know what you're doing. So if you ever need help, you know how to reach me. I'll help you. Anyway, I'm out. Enough talking. It's time for me to go out. All right, you lovelies. Have a great rest of your afternoon. Happy Sunday. Enjoy the weekend, rest of your weekend, and I'll see some of you later. Until then, peace out. I'm going to enjoy myself outside. No. Don't worry about the holding up. The pool's not going nowhere. It's still early. And the sun is still not completely overhead. So I have plenty of time. Anyway, love to all of you. Be well, be blessed, be safe. See some of you later. If not, have a great rest of your weekend. And yeah, we'll talk about it privately, Diesel. Have a great one, Will, everybody.